Morning, what's up my peoples? Harding Ison-Bowman coming at you with a landscaping pro tips video. Gorgeous day out here. Going to talk to you about trees, tree roots, digging around them. A lot of people ask me, how do you dig around a tree? Do you have to worry about hurting the tree? Is it okay to like cut some of the roots when you're looking to plant something? So let's get down to it real quick. I'm going to show you a shot of my red buds here. Really proud of them, love them. But here's the work site for today, and what we're looking at is I'm planting. We decided to just plant some perennials here. This Helleborus, it's a tough shade perennial. It can take drying out a little bit, and so this area underneath this mighty maple, it's a little bit tough to get grass to grow there, so we just decided to say to heck with it, we'll try something different. And before we waste any grass seed on this, we'll just put in some perennials, and I'm going to put 5 of these in here, kind of spaced out like Olympic rings, checkerboard style in through there, leaving plenty of room here at the margin in case maniacs want to pull in and out of my driveway and kind of cut that corner off there with their tire. But as you can see here, these are the weapons I've chosen for today. Exploration right there, just kind of testing to see what's underneath. Destruction and absolute annihilation only in worst case scenarios if I need to. And then once I figure out what's under there, go down about 4 to 6 inches, whatever, then I can use these to nip at some of the smaller material, smaller roots, and clear it out. So over here, this is the amount of root material I actually took out today. And as you can see, these are smaller pieces. That's a lot of root tips, a lot of fine root tips and root hairs, even if you got it under a microscope. That material right there certainly is most of it probably active in terms of uptake of water and nutrition for the tree. But thing you have to understand about trees is there's a lot of this type of material here. So once you get under there by clearing through and kind of chunking out a lot of this stuff and clearing it and cutting away, I started the hole. It was about like right here located. And I got down, I noticed I was on top of a big fat root there. So I scooched it over, found the other big root here. And so that became my kind of center of my site here. And I managed to get down in between there and go a little bit deeper to make sure I had a big, large, spacious root zone for this new Helleborus here. But a lot of times, that's what you end up doing is you have a planting site that's near a tree. There's a lot of root activity already established by the tree, and because it's a highly competitive area in terms of water and nutrition, that's why I like this Helleborus. It's a tough shade perennial that can take that competition and dry out a little bit and not just get overwhelmed by being in this root zone of this maple here. But as long as you understand that you're okay to trim a lot of this stuff out, it's kind of refreshing to the tree. It kind of just gets a lot of stuff that may have kind of gone dormant and dead. Some of this stuff may be a couple years old, and the tree has since developed some other root tips somewhere else that are more active and more actually vital to the activity of the tree. So some of this is just kind of like, it's like old hair, it's kind of like giving it a haircut, kind of giving it a fresh shave for the winter or for the spring in the root zone here. Doesn't mind that one bit. In fact, it likes it. Stimulating to the tree. And spring is the time of year when it's regenerating and generating a lot of new root material to sustain whatever it's going to do this season. So you're okay to cut that small stuff. I wouldn't cut anything this big unless you absolutely had to. That's like a major pipeline right there of water and nutrition. You shouldn't be cutting that, because think about it, the ends after it forks and branches at the very ends of all the different forks that this big root here turns into. Think about how many of these smaller at the very ends, these smaller roots are out there. You might be, if you cut that, you might be annihilating like 2 billion of these. I'm not kidding. So you want to think about that. That's like cutting off an arm. You don't want to do that. But they are intelligent. They can figure out how to reroute, all the cellular pathways. If you take out some of this stuff, it can just kind of figure out how to reroute and get that same water and nutrition it needs through other pathways. So got down in between these two big roots, and I'm just kind of flexing with it. I wanted it to go there, but I figured out, it kind of steered me in this direction. So I made this part deep enough And as you can see, you know, I want the top of the soil of the plant here to be about flush with the rest of the soil surface here. So if I plop it down in there, I can see right off the bat I'm in good shape. So don't worry about cutting a few small roots. Let the tree guide you as far as the placement of the bigger roots. Have fun, and just be confident. Get in there and explore. You're going to mess it up a few times before you get better at landscaping and home gardening. I hope you enjoyed this video. Share, comment, send me an email at hardingib@gmail.com. Do a video just for you. Peace.